Alright everybody, and welcome to Star Trek Resurgence Part 1, a Star Trek story game. I hope it doesn't continue freezing like it did, like Evil West and the Sea of Thieves did yesterday. It did have a graphics update yesterday, so I'm hoping it stabled itself out. Hey True, welcome to the stream, and welcome Kurzo. How are you both today? Master volume, everything is correct. Accept. Okay. The controls are hidden behind my camera, so I'm going to have to move my camera just a slight tad. So let's move that over there. Move that over there. Move that over there. Now I can see my control settings. Press play. Empty slots. Well, I'm good, true, I'm not working, but as you can see on my camera screen, I'm now wearing glasses, so we're all good. And we'll just wet my forehead a little, dripping wet. It's just getting warm in this room. Alexa says it's 17 degrees outside, but it's definitely warm in this room.
That's not supported yet.
And I was asking you, Alexa, but heyo.
Captain's log, Stardate 5.
And I'm going to have to take that off because it sounds like I've got echo.
Crew is restless.
There we go.
After spending too many months piecing our ship back together, we're finally about to venture out on a new mission. And the crew isn't letting this unprecedented ion storm slow them down. They're ready for something different. I know I am. Perhaps more than any of them. Fortunately, nothing ever stays the same. It's entropy.
There we go. I've got full screen now. I can see what I'm doing.
Change is inevitable. And while entropy says order gives way to chaos, in this case,
So what you working on, True?
is good.
What's today's project?
Our new first officer is en route to the Resolute. Xarr Ryder. I know she'll bring a welcome dose of new blood to the crew.
Hey, Lyrical! How are you, sis? How are you feeling today?
Thanks.
No problem.
I'm not great with flying. But these little shuttles?
We're gonna go...
You don't like flying.
It's a story-based type game, so you can do any choices, but I'm going to do, in this stream, is go one set of choices. So I'm going to go triangle on this playthrough, square on the next playthrough, and the last result on the next playthrough, and I'm going to do a playthrough of multiple choice.
I'm on my way to my first assignment.
Right now, an F350, I put both sides. Normally I'm on about 2 or 3 cars a day. Oh, nice! Well, if you need to go out and rest, Lyrico, you go rest.
If she's half the officer I knew she could become when she was a cadet at Star.
We're almost close to the finish line to getting you better, so... But the creators of this game so far have done a heck of a good job. This looks a lot better than Star Trek Online.
Starbase on the very edge of Federation space. Long way from home now.
So you press R2 to observe anything that highlights circle on the walls. They've definitely got the camera shots bang on. I am loving this.
Commander? I'm not usually such a nervous wreck, by the way. I actually did well at the academy.
Oh yeah?
Maybe you've heard of the Torvalin test?
Sounds familiar.
It's a tactical simulator that makes the Kobayashi Maru look like a picnic on Pintaris 5. Anyway, I finished in the top 20. Not just in my class.
If the camera's too big, guys, I will get...
in the history of the
I'll
academy.
shrink it down.
Only top 20, huh? So I guess there's room for...
I've always just moved it to the centre because it was blocking the play, the option to press play or settings screen.
Please place your hand here. Hold it there for a few seconds. Welcome, Commander Rydek.
Wait, you're Xarr Rydek? You absolutely crushed the Torvalin test. You finished in what, like the top 3?
That would be me.
Now I'm really... It's an honor to meet you, Commander. Sorry, I didn't realize before.
When people say top 3, what they really mean is 3rd place. Well, not first. So there's always room for improvement.
I'll, keep working then.
I believe Commander Ermont is expecting you. He's in the concourse just ahead.
See you on the Resolute.
Good day, Commander.
We've really got the walk down from the TV shows. They've really got the aesthetics right for this game.
If I remember my briefing, Commander Ermont is a bully, so I'm looking for someone with blue skin.
Blue skin. Aha.
You're going to the Resolute too? Yeah.
I'm heading my way.
Why's that?
Hey, Hopi Dragon, welcome to the stream.
Warp core overloaded.
How are you, sir? Nice to see you.
Starbase 128 has 4 docks.
Alright, okay.
I'll replicate myself a meal once I'm on board.
Sounds a plan. Yes,
Excuse
so we need to see.
Welcome to the edge of the galaxy, Commander Rydek. I'm Commander Jan Ermont, Operations Officer on the Resolute.
Apologies for the late start. I had troubles with the VCam camera. It wouldn't respond how I wanted it to respond at first.
This storm isn't making anything easy for us right now. I know conditions are less than ideal.
Oh, nice.
It was perfectly fine. No trouble at all.
I'm glad to hear it. We're grateful you were able to come fill our first officer vacancy at such short notice. From everything I've read and everything I've heard, we're lucky you were available to us. Coming from a premier starship.
That he is.
What exactly have you heard about me?
Because he's a legend around these parts. Captain Kurzo is on the bridge.
You've done your homework.
Like I said, we're very lucky.
There we go. The USS Resolute. Dang, what a ship.
The USS Resolute. She may not look like much compared to the bigger ships, but as far as science vessels go, she can more than hold her own. And she doesn't look so bad considering 6 months ago she was nearly cracked in half, venting plasma, fighting for her life.
It was an accident?
The equipment malfunctioned. An accident suggests fault, but no one's to blame. It was a planned test, but the warp core was pushed beyond its limits. It destabilized the dilithium, there was a runaway reaction, and the warp bubble deformed. We thought we could reach a higher resonant frequency, but it was more than she could handle.
And bear in mind, folks, I am a little ahead of you guys.
At the end of the day, we're all responsible for each other.
I can't even begin to imagine what that must have been like for you. I'm so sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
The Discord group OP is at the top of the screen if you want to join the content creator Discord.
And to that I'll just say,
I'm just the server owner, but you guys are the you guys run it. You guys are the contributors. It's mainly there for you guys. It's not a Discord solely for me. I just maintain it. You guys run it. Nice. Generation's the best TV show out of them all. But I gotta say, the Star Trek New Worlds is a contender for me at the moment.
All due respect to anyone that feels that way, they're gonna have to get over it. I'm here.
I can't wait for season 2
just like anyone
because we
else.
get to introduce to Captain Kirk, which kind of follows the linkage to the original series.
Will we be mission ready in time?
we have every intention.
Even though it's an alternate timeline
Around the clock to get the ship ready. There's still so much to do.
with Captain Pike and the crew, it's more or less tying into the originals. I'm both, Kurzo. I'm both.
Stuck. I got just the thing.
Kirky's old school, you're very right. Actually, OP, Star Wars and Star Trek more or less have the same balance. It's depending on preference. I think I figured out what LS means on Street Fighter 6 now.
Is that?
The lower decks.
I thought the thing was totally fried. Nice work, Carter.
Nothing to it, Millie.
I'm going to replay this when I get the
Not
PS5
alone.
and show this in PS5's
Boss wants
graphics
done
as well.
engineering, like now.
I think it's going to pop when it's on the PS5 this. Not there's nothing wrong with the PS4 version I'm playing now.
Come on.
Oh, these are heavy. Look, makes more sense than zero G. You're
Carter
welcome.
Diaz.
So clean I can see myself. Engineer work, not half bad.
Yeah, fine. I think I'm going to like this character. Now, if Star Trek Online was like this, I would play it more.
Engineer.
I heard the new EXO just arrived. Won't be long before we get underway. I just hope whatever Chovak
I need
called
to
us
buy a
down
new
for is
fan, I
something
think.
good. I can never tell with him. I'd rather not end up degaussing plasma manifolds.
Orders are orders, Neil. You know what they say? There are no small missions. Every expedition has a purpose.
Even if we don't know what it is yet. Looks like we got here before.
Lieutenant Commander Chovak.
We were just looking for you, Commander.
Petty Officers Xarr, Diaz. I was beginning to think you would be late. We are all hands on deck right now, which means if you are not at your post at the appointed time, I do not have someone to replace you. A point I have been forced to make to Petty Officer Xarr on repeated occasions.
So we're irreplaceable.
We're irreplaceable, Commander.
That is one interpretation. Another would be that I would replace you if I could. You can interpret as you see fit.
So, I don't suppose you wanted us down here to check in before we go off duty?
Equip yourselves in EV suits to work on the exterior of the hull. I need you to tune the structural integrity field for optimal performance. The subspace distortions and ionic interference we are experiencing are preventing the proper calibration. This ship must be ready to depart shortly, despite the storm. The precise nature of these disturbances are not fully understood.
How concerned should we be about the storm? You worried?
Vulcans do not worry. We calculate the variables and take appropriate
No,
precautions to
Vulcans have emotionless, heartless robots.
entails making critical preparations, because long-range sensors show that these disturbances will be more You have your orders.
Everything is illogical to a Vulcan.
All hands on deck.
Oh, what's that?
All hands on deck. That's what Chobok said. You know what that means? It means this ship isn't ready to go out and the brass know it. So they're throwing every warm body at it. And they're going to leave on schedule.
Won't get an argument from me, Nelly. Sure seems like everyone's still scrambling.
And I get it. When has a relaunch ever gone off without a hitch? But this isn't just any old refit or any old relaunch.
Oh.
Look out.
Excuse me.
Coming through.
A lot of new faces coming on board. It's gotta be tough coming as a replacement. That's for sure.
They seem alright. Something that happened 6 months ago while they were off on another ship? That's nothing to hold against them.
Yeah, you're right. I guess getting a little new blood on board doesn't hurt. Hold on. Now there's an old face I didn't expect to see again. Hey, Miranda!
You weren't gonna leave without me, were you?
Miranda, you're here?
We thought you were staying on the Adirondack.
Transfer came in at the last minute, so I figured I'd slum it on.
And I've already seen a playthrough of this, and I think Miranda
pretty nicely.
and this young chap like each
I'm
other.
gonna take the high road here, pretend you didn't say that, and welcome you aboard.
He's a better diplomat than I am.
He still owes me a bottle of Saurian brandy. Don't think I forgot.
Oh yeah, it's coming back to me now.
Maybe Carter can rustle up that bottle and we can give you a proper welcome. As soon as we wrap up this quick little spacewalk.
Here, let me help you.
Thanks.
But this is about as far as I got
Are you back in the security rotation?
on that watching the playthrough I just told you about.
Suspects.
So I don't know what happens next now. So this is all new to me in a minute.
See you on the other side.
So you can't spit over it. Nah, you know, you're fine, OP Dragon. You're fine. There's no discrimination or
Magnetic souls.
stuff like that here. You're totally fine. Magnetic boots. You gotta love them. Dang, what a view. Wow.
That view never gets old.
Let's go.
That definitely makes me more wanting a PS5 Curzo. To see if I've seen the Unreal 5 engine graphics compared to the graphics I'm seeing now. Wow. Now I can read what you put in chat, OP Dragon. Sorry if I'm not really out loud, because I'm trying to concentrate on the game as well. Officers Lounge.
Captain Solano should be here momentarily.
Join the dark side, lol. What do you mean, Curso?
You'll have to forgive me, I don't know much about Kobleons. But my understanding is you need a steady supply of duridium to keep your cell structure stabilized, or bad things start to happen. And we have plenty of duridium in sickbay, so there's no risk of running out.
Thank you.
Feel free to make yourself at home. And help yourself to whatever you like from the replicator.
She's the XO. Waiting for the captain now of the USS Resolute. And I will hopefully get round to doing the next chapter of Star Trek Online, the Unravel story. I've attacks, I forget the PS5. Got it. Okay, now I'm getting what you mean.
We still got a thing for trains.
Nice.
The warp engines of their day, apparently.
Xarr Ryder.
There we are, the captain.
Last time I saw you, it was graduation from the academy. You'd already secured one of the most prestigious assignments possible. Burning with enough ambition to fuel 7 trips around the Necrid Expanse.
It's good to see you again, Captain.
I could not be happier to have you on the Resolute. The regret is, I couldn't provide you with a warmer welcome. The arrival of the first officer to her new ship.
Like I say, I'm doing all triangle options on this playthrough.
Totally
And
unnecessary.
then I'll select the square
Don't need any pump
and the
service.
bottom answers on the next one, and then I'll do a multiple choice
Already you're trying to make us more efficient.
um,
I like it.
the next 2 times.
As I'm sure you've heard, we've had a rough go of it these last 6 months. The ship suffered some damage, but not nearly as much as the crew.
I assume you mean the accident.
That's right. The tragic accident, really. We were on the verge of a major scientific breakthrough. A quantum leap forward in warp core technology. 10,000 terabytes.
Mustache from the
The
60.
ability to travel at a sustained
Hey,
rate of speed
I've got a mustache that you can get.
faster than we ever dreamed. What would have been the crowning achievement of my career?
And I'm only 40, not 60. So,
In our grasp. It's so horribly wrong. We pushed her too hard. A warp core malfunction overloaded the system, creating a pressure gradient way beyond what the ship could handle. It was heartbreaking. We lost some of our best people.
poor mustache.
As captain, I have to take full responsibility. It was my decision to make it. And I have to live with the consequences.
Okay,
You're being too hard on yourself.
you guys crack me up, you do.
It's not a question of blame. It's about responsibility. No matter what the circumstances. In my defense, I will say I might have avoided the whole ordeal if my senior staff had been willing to trust me. There was a lot of pushback from my former XO. I think that cost me his confidence. I don't want you to pull any punches. Certainly not on my account. But once we decide on a course of action, I need everyone to fully commit to the mission. Anything short of that just won't work. And that's when things start to go sideways.
And what happens if they don't?
There's a chain of command for a reason. We all have our orders.
That's true. Everyone on this ship should know that.
Sometimes the occasional reminder doesn't hurt. Look, I'll be blunt. We can't afford another mistake. Or at least I can't. I feel like my career is hanging in the
Captain
balance.
Boss after you, Dragon.
We need a win. Something to restore the crew's confidence.
I understand.
Positive. Starfleet has tasked us with what they're calling a mission of the highest priority.
I'm wearing a towel on my head at me. I'm sorry guys, you see me wiping my forehead a lot of the times.
Peaceful and otherwise
I'm sweating buckets. And the window's open at that.
on the brink of all-out war.
So it's a peacekeeping mission.
I see it as a golden opportunity to not only prove what the Resolute and her crew are truly capable of, but also a mission for which we're uniquely qualified.
I was supposed to do a 2-hour play, so unfortunately because I started at 11:15,
Long-range sensors suggest
I'm going to be
several
finishing at
orders of
1:45
magnitude
instead.
greater than anything on record.
Why has Mo noticed that lighting storm going on outside the window?
Guess where it leads.
I don't know. But I'm sure we're about to find out, Kurzo.
Very nearly in the precise location where we're headed, where I imagine the interference will be.
I've been waiting for a story game for Star Trek for a heck of a long time.
More powerful than anything on record.
Well, yes. But we're taking every precaution.
That's why I pre-ordered
I don't
this.
want to get ahead of us. I expect we'll have
I did not want to miss out on this one.
We need you to prepare the crew. There's just one more thing I want to clarify up front.
I have got Star Trek Prodigy Supernova as well to do, but I was going to start both at the same time, but
What is it?
I'm actually going to wait while I finish this one now and actually do the other one afterwards.
One day find yourself
Because we're doing Division on Fridays, so...
personal failure. When that might happen is
And I might in between, when we've not got a manhunt on Division, or we're not doing the new modes on Division, I might do some GTA on Fridays as well.
first.
Mix it up.
You have to be willing to put in the work.
Of course.
Come. Let me introduce you to the crew.
Remember, you guys screw this up, you will be flying a cargo plane full of rubber dogs. Try not to swear, OP, but yeah, I get you. I get what you mean. Oh my God, what a bridge! Dang, what a bridge!
Everyone, if I could have your attention for a moment. I'd like
She's
to
a thing of
introduce
beauty, is this
Commander
ship.
Xarr Ryder, our new first officer.
I need to redo bridge. I need to do Star Trek
Our helmsman, one of the best in the
Bridge
business.
Crew as well.
One of.
What he lacks
I've
in
got a DLC, the next generation,
A pleasure to meet you, Commander.
next generation
Likewise.
DLC for that.
we have
I need to do.
our chief science officer. I've come to rely on his expert counsel on a regular basis.
Pleasure.
Commander,
And hello, VG, if
it
you're
is
there.
such an honor to meet you.
If you're
This is our tactical officer, Lieutenant Bedrosian.
busy doing something while watching.
Look forward to meeting you for about as long as I can remember.
I've been following your career for quite some time. And I look forward to learning as much as I can from you.
If anything, the honor is mine.
Well, I have to admit, one of the
You're
reasons I
fine.
followed your career
You're
is
fine,
because
it's just
because
YouTube is against that, and I know
the
they're trying to bring new
stars
rules in around swearing.
themselves.
There was a rule of not to swear in the first 30 minutes of a video,
You've done so much to
and
protect
now they've
yourself.
brought a whole new other things out. I haven't quite sat and read yet, but they are putting new rules in about swearing
Something of an inspiration to me.
on.
I do know a thing or two about me. I'm glad I could.
But it's like I've already argued with, well, not argued, discussed, debated with RP.
Thanks.
There's a lot of games out there that have swearing in them, so I don't see how YouTube is going to combat that.
Commander Irma.
I don't see how it's fair we have to be slandered for swearing when
I'll be on the starbase.
they need to crack down on the game creators that bring the games out that put swearing in them.
They drag your feet any longer.
Cause
The bridge
it's
is yours.
a little stupid bringing swearing out, but then you can't monetize the videos that you guys are creating because of all these crackdowns and restrictions and limitations and crap. It just don't make sense to me. I know VG and I know some Lyrical and some other you guys, I know you find different ways of cursing without cursing. There's always a way around something, but it's a little daft them limiting us. They need to really crack down on GTA and
He sent a crew
um,
to recalibrate the emitters in response to the danger posed by the
other games like that then.
We just need your go-ahead.
Because there's GTA 5, there's a heck of a lot of shit, heck of a lot of swearing in it anyway.
Structural integrity field. Now.
Enter maintenance mode. Condition blue.
I'm guessing we're going back to the next chapter. Storm Surge. There we go.
Looks like they turned off the Sith.
Great. Let's get to that emitter.
I might even get this done in one playthrough if it's that fast. What was that? And then we got to a chapter that quick. But yes, damn YouTube. But what do you guys think around the new lowerage of the monetization rules? I know we don't get the ad revenue.
On the outside of the ship.
The ad revenue is still going to be locked away behind 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subscribers. What do you guys think about lowering the monetization rules that you guys can get into the YouTube program a lot earlier? Because I know a lot of you guys are close
I enlisted because
to getting the new
wait years just to get out and see the guys.
goals complete to get in.
I wanted to go somewhere. See new worlds.
Because I know Lyrical is already way past 500 subscribers. And I'm sure she said she was close to the watch hours, so she's close. Pixel's close. I know, Kurzo, we need to get you just 2,335 hours, and you're in that program. I know my mobile channel just means 226 subscribers, because that's all you got 4.7k watch hours. And that channel can get into the program. But what do you guys think? Because I think it's a good thing. Okay. What am I supposed to do here?
Careful. Too much action and harmonics will deflect the alignment.
Okay. It's a puzzle. Ah.
Looks good. That wasn't so hard.
Commander Westbrook, right? Chief Science Officer.
You remembered my name and my rank. Impressive. Yes, I am the Chief Science Officer, and I have the dubious honor of being the most senior officer on this bridge. At least I know this ship inside and out. Better than just about anyone.
You seem to think very highly of yourself.
When I first saw it, I didn't actually properly read the full thing. I just saw the screenshot that were posted by vidIQ that just stated the new goals. I didn't know until I actually watched the full video that the old rules still applied. I thought they'd actually dropped them. But I actually honestly think it's a good idea. At least you're getting into the program and you're getting help if you need it. You haven't got that far once you're in of a goal to go. You're still working towards that goal that you're working towards now.
And I don't expect this to be any different.
So
I was just curious, that's all. Listen.
Despite all of YouTube's faults,
No reason to stop now.
I'm actually all for this. I think it's a good idea. Because the goals, you've got to admit, the goals have been too high.
I mean,
Way too high for a long time.
the shoes you're stepping into are almost impossible to fill. It was
They're
all
finally
because of
acknowledging the small creators.
those
A little bit.
friends.
I don't think I could ever replace
So you gotta give them some credit.
and it would be a mistake to even try.
It's a step in the right direction.
Seeing as Captain Solano is on the starbase, let me give you an update on this ion storm we're flying into. It's unusual, unlike anything I've ever seen. At the moment, I can't tell you if the Resolute will shrug it off or if we're putting ourselves at risk. However, if we learn more about its patterns, its nature, we can come up with a scientific countermeasure. Just a moment.
Okay, that's not good.
We've got a massive energy wave inbound on screen.
Tracing its trajectory.
Starbase docking clamps are holding.
The storm's emissions are fluctuating, coming in waves. And if my projections are right, we're about to get hit by a wide-band burst of ionic energy, like a tsunami.
I'm reading power abnormalities on.
Red alert.
Aye.
Battle stations. You alright, Kizzo?
Evacuating main gangway and retracting.
It wasn't watching the storm. The storm is coming.
Putting sensor visualization on screen.
With the structural integrity field shut down, we can't take a direct hit.
Time to impact.
Uh-oh.
Shield
That's
systems
not
are
good.
impacted. We have limited protection. I need every available solution. What are our options?
We can weaken the impact of the storm with a deflector pulse.
Wait, there's a...
I'm sending all auxiliary power to the deflector dish.
Send the aux power to the shields. We can't reactivate the entire shield bubble, but it's a directional threat. So we can orient all we have towards the wave. You have to believe me.
We only get one shot at this. Get it wrong.
That's right, which is why we need to send...
I said the top
Commander
ones.
Westbrook, use the deflector dish.
Already working.
Oh, trophy disruptor. Nice.
It's going to be tight.
Good. Send the pulse on my command. Now.
We got it. This is it.
All hands, brace for impact.
What about the two outside in the... Okay. Yeah, what about them? I'm gonna say that if they forget about the crew that's on the outside of the hull?
We have experienced a surge.
Dang, they're lucky.
Oh, you don't say.
This radiation supercharged the plasma, forcing it to backflush through the system and creating a dangerous imbalance.
Blow out every primary system on the ship.
Just tell us where you need us.
I need you to traverse the hull to the access port to recalibrate the port nacelle plasma regulator.
Okay.
We've reached the first access point.
Understood. Do you see the override for the level 1 failsafe circuits?
Affirmative.
Engage the override. It should allow us to stop the EPS flow to the warp engine without triggering an automatic core shutdown.
Failsafe override engaged.
Are you sure? I am registering some crosstalk in the bypass circuit.
We need to route the signals so they don't interfere with each other.
Yeah, I like this character. He's definitely cool. You guys should give this a go if you get the chance. It's not that expensive. Not as expensive as I thought it was going to be.
Heads up, Carter.
What is that?
One of the discharges coalesced.
It's coming right toward us. I'm gonna try to disrupt it with my phaser.
Okay. There we go.
So we gotta climb up the pylon. Not that there's really an up, but, you know.
Damn.
Are you alright?
Yeah. Suit took most of it. Snuck up on me.
That damaged your suit. Energy dampening is down to 60%.
At the regulator. Opening the access panel.
And now halting the EPS flow to the port nacelle. We have little time before it causes an overload in the engine. You must work efficiently.
Manifold adjusters reset to neutral. Lines to the port warp engine are back in balance. Almost done. Once I cycle the manifold nozzles, Chobot can...
Uh-oh. That's not good. Oops. dear! Huh. I didn't do that in time.
Get down! Diaz to bridge. We just lost the docking plan.
Alright, LP Dragon.
Got a lot of debris coming down. All vibrations, too. We can't finish the EPS regulation in these conditions. Please advise.
We have to release the
Thanks for
ship
popping
and
in.
the plan for the hull will be ripped apart.
There's a
It
problem.
was nice to meet you too.
Clamps are supposed to disengage automatically in an emergency, but it's not working.
Not working.
Remember to like and subscribe, OP Dragon.
Clamps are fitted with exploding bolts for an emergency.
And much love to you too, buddy.
We've got crew out there. That'd be like setting off a bomb next to them.
I will check out your
Base is hailing us.
your Assassin's Creed stream later.
Remaining mooring arm is failing. You need to disengage from the starbase now. Your damage to the station
I did
will
see
be
it pop up
catastrophic.
on Kurzo's
Outside and are looking for the
We
signal.
have
on Kurzo's feed,
If that mooring arm breaks, we could lose dozens of crew.
CM feed.
Commander,
Pardon me.
hear me. Reverse the polarity of the hull, which theoretically will repel the docking clamps.
And repel the engineering crew right off the hull into the storm.
This is Captain Solano. Put me on screen.
Go ahead. Captain, we have a situation.
Commander, what are you doing? This isn't your call to make. Blow the...
The captain doesn't know the whole story.
I'm giving you an order. Xarr?
Yes, sir. Disengaging the clamps.
They're gonna get hammered with debris out there.
The captain made himself quite clear.
Reverse the polarity.
There is protocol.
End of our lives.
Blow the
Blow
bolts.
the bolts. Starbase, stand by.
By the book.
Warn our crew to take cover.
Get it done, Rydek.
Repair crew, this is Acting Captain Xarr Rydek. Be advised, you have more micro debris incoming. Find cover.
Cover? Neely, get under the access panel. It's armored with uranium.
But what about you?
Yeah, what about you, Wolf?
Carter, maybe we can both fit behind this.
There's no way.
I need to move my legs. Oh, my knees killing.
They've blown the other docking clamp. Hurry!
Oops.
Balance is reaching critical condition. We are moments from primary system failure.
I got it.
Uh-oh. Ah! Come on. Got it.
Look out!
I got you.
Oh dear.
The officer Edsalar's hurt and unconscious. I'm gonna have to tow her back to the airlock.
Mr. Diaz, the situation has changed. Mr. Diaz, the situation has changed. It has come to my attention that you are at risk of triggering a
But Commander, the way we came is the nearest airlock.
The There's an auxiliary hatch near you on the far end of the pylon. You must bring Miss Xarr there to access the interior.
Roger that. Go in there now.
We're about 45 minutes left of the stream, guys. We'll get as far as I can.
I'm at the auxiliary hatch.
You go first.
What?
Let me save your neck this time. No time to fight me on this.
You better be right behind me.
You better be right behind him. Ah! You got this. Nice.
We're in.
They're safe, bringing the SIF fully online.
Do it.
The price of duty. I might even clip this mission by mission as well
Okay. I'm okay.
as a tutorial.
Here, let me help you.
She's dead. Possibly.
Medical. We've got one wounded at my location. Millie.
I thought she was dead then with a black burnt suit. Oh, is she gonna be possessed by some sort of alien organism? Interesting. Because it doesn't look like she's got a scar on her face, it looks like she's been possessed by something. As things go in these type of games.
The repair crew made it inside. EPS flow is back to nominal levels. The SIF is back up.
How does this affect mission readiness, Mr. Amat?
The Resolute suffered damage from the exploding bolts, but we've successfully moored to the station. The ship is secure. Our systems are coming back online, but we have a fair amount of repairs before we're ready to go.
Put a halt on the roll-off of Starbase engineering staff. We have a schedule to keep. Send updates to my ready room. Commander Rydek, with me. What a debacle. I was caught with my pants down. Not even on my own ship when the wave hit. I had to go running out of the Starbase commander's office just to... But you followed my order. I appreciate that. Hell, I'm relieved.
You're the captain of this ship. You give orders, and I'll execute them.
That's
Your
right.
orders and we'll execute them. Okay.
But you see my problem, don't you? They were all against me on the bridge. Ready to go against my orders. I'm not blind to it.
I don't speak for anyone else, but you know I'm in your corner. You're my captain, and I'll stand behind you.
It takes more than the two of us to run this ship. Drink?
No. Thank you.
Your predecessor, Commander Sutherland, was missed. But for all the adoration of the crew, including the senior staff, just couldn't rely on him. He would question, undermine me in front of the crew. Sometimes think they still hear his voice. That sort of thing is a way of lingering. And you can't argue with a ghost.
I'm not Commander Sutherland. I'm not saying we won't have our disagreements. In fact, I'm sure we will. But I'm also sure they will be different disagreements than you had in the past.
Perhaps that change will be enough. This won't be easy. But I'm glad to have you here with me.
Glad to be here, Captain.
Yeah, and despite it all, we've got our final Starfleet clearance to depart. So if you'll fetch Mr. Ermont, we'll knock out the final details of any outstanding repairs, and then we'll set out for Hotar.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
You're not. Here we go.
My camera's slipped a little bit. Hang on. 2 seconds. There we go. They don't like her much, do they?
All departments reporting full mission readiness. All departments reporting full mission readiness.
This is my favorite moment, right now.
The start of a new mission is always full of possibility.
The Orion Syndicate could sell it as a drug.
Don't let the Admiralty hear you say that.
Captain on the bridge.
Sit. Sit, everyone. You all know, I'm not big on speeches. We're embarking on the first mission since our refit. Let's make it a good one. Disengage docking clamps.
Docking clamps released.
Thrusters ahead, Mr. Handar.
Oh, nice! The original theme tune! Well, not quite the original, but close. Nice. MCC 823, no, sorry, 92317.
That should do it. Set a
That
course
matches
for
my
Mars.
number on Avalanche.
Better go to
Yeah.
work.
Hi, Captain.
You know what?
USS Avalanche is the same registry as that.
Me?
I think. Engage!
Engage.
Time to take my number 1 seat.
Careful.
Thank you. I'm fine. Really,
You don't look fine.
Whoa, hello. Things are starting to get a little trippy.
I have to get to sickbay.
Go.
Man, help me get her inside.
Well, that was quite a scare.
Oh.
A few minutes more and it would have been one of the shortest tenures on record for a first officer.
is that the engineer that was out on the hull?
That storm did a real number on her, but she'll live. Just needs rest. You should worry about yourself. Your iridium levels got dangerously low and destabilized.
No, it's first officer down actually, Kurzo, but yeah.
One of the more memorable first days I can think of.
It's the XO, she's the first officer.
My name is Dr. Aram Duval, Chief Medical Officer. To be honest, I've never met a Kobian before.
But we really have got the uniform spot on. I gotta say.
I was going to say special. The people's numbers have dwindled, despite the Federation.
I will eventually have some cosplay, proper uniforms. I will be dressed in Star Trek uniform when I'm on stream. Eventually.
Maybe even a burden at times.
I don't like the attention.
But they have got the uniforms in this. Damn straight, bang on.
But you are
Even the pip, down to the pips on the collars.
True. But sometimes it makes it even more difficult than it already is.
I'm well impressed with this game.
And don't worry, I won't treat you like a science experiment. I just do the science and leave the experiments to Solano.
You don't agree with his methods?
I don't agree with his definition of acceptable risks. Not when the lives of your crew are at stake. My professional opinion is that the accident took a toll. More than he's willing to admit. He's overstressed, operating in the pressure cooker of his own mind. Which is never a good headspace.
Hey Grizzle, welcome to the stream. And the friend of dragons is a friend of ours. How are you today, Grizzle?
Breakthrough discovery. A major innovation.
I will check your channel out after the stream if you have one.
After what happened, Captain Solano's learned his lesson. And whatever ambition he once had is on hold for a while.
He may say that, but let's see what happens. I have to admit, I was concerned when I heard what happened in the brig. Just followed Solano's orders despite having been...
And if you also Kurzo knows you, you're definitely a friend of mine. Welcome aboard.
It's a small ship. And
I'm very well. I've just got over an eye infection, and as you can see I'm now wearing glasses on my stream where I wasn't wearing glasses before, but I'm very good, thank you.
Without regular infusions of Duridium, you will not live. It's as simple as that.
Understood.
And my work here is done.
Sorry, I didn't mean to be lurking outside of sickbay. I didn't want to intrude, so it felt more appropriate to wait out here. We were all worried about you. Or I should say I was. I wasn't sure what was happening at first.
I'm feeling much better. Thank you. It's just part of who I am.
Well, being a jerk sometimes is part of who I am. So, I'm sorry for that. You trusted my intuition earlier, with the deflector pulse. I felt I should thank you for that.
Well, thank you for coming. Even though you didn't have to.
I wanted to.
I think he likes her.
Complete the diagnostic sequence, and this shuttle will be cleared for service.
Yes, sir.
The storm in the Hotari region will interfere with our transporters, so we need all available shuttlecraft in working order.
Excuse me, Commander Chobot.
Petty Officer Maris,
Mm-hmm.
I will leave you to your work.
I stopped by sick bay and saw Millie.
Yeah, there's definitely something going on between these two.
Figured you'd want to know.
Did she say anything about... Is she mad at me for going in the hatch first?
She had some...
Dang, the badges.
I tried to smooth things over, but I think you're gonna have to make things right with her yourself.
We've really gone to detail on this game.
Back on duty soon, though.
Come on. I have to run the final diagnostic.
The shuttle is called the Belleville. Yeah.
I can't stay
Cool.
long. I've got a long to-do list before we get to Hotari, and things are piling on faster than I can check them off. We're making all our last-minute checks and security, too.
We'll just have to take things as they come. Control what we can, and roll with the punches.
Next thing you're gonna tell me you're listening to Andorian jazz.
No.
The point is, the right time might never come. So, I'm just gonna roll with it. I had a chance to think about this while I was away. Then you and Millie almost got killed out on the hull. And I thought it was important that I just come out and tell you. Instead of tiptoeing around it. Or worse.
Wait. Are you angry at me or something?
No, not that. I'm sorry. I'm probably making too big of a deal.
We'll find out that she likes him on the next stream. I'm not pressing that option. Not today.
This is all kind of unexpected.
I didn't expect this either. But here we are. And I didn't want to ignore it. I just figured I'd steer right into it. Well, what do you think? I've been about as direct as I can stomach. You can do that too. Be direct to me.
I like you too, Marina. Let's see where this goes.
Okay. I was really hoping you'd say that.
These are uncharted territories.
I call it a chemistry experiment.
Oh, chemistry, something to do with it.
I'm just gonna do what you said so.
I've seen how you operate. I couldn't wait for you to make the first move. I'm glad to.
So whatever happens next is great with me.
Level 1 diagnostic complete.
I have to get back to that to-do list. They're probably looking for me.
Can't blame her.
I'll be seeing you.
Approaching the rendezvous point outside Atari space.
Helm, bring us out of warp.
Dropping to impulse.
Ionic interference surging, Captain.
Oh,
Shield integrity holding. We can take it.
We are at the correct coordinates to meet the shuttle.
Commander Rydek, find us our diplomat, if you will.
Aye, Captain. Let's reduce the noise. Filter out environmental signals. I can manually tune what's left for Federation signal types. I've located the shuttle.
Opening comms.
On screen.
Shuttle to Resolute. Shuttle to Resolute. Debris field. Lost maneuvering.
can't get it any clearer.
Thanks, buddy.
Get a transporter lock. It's just not happening.
Power up the tractor beam. We'll pull them directly into the docking bay.
Diaz.
45 minutes to go, and then we will end it for today. And then tomorrow night we will have, hopefully,
Come on, Diaz.
if F123 pans out and I get the version I'm supposed to
Lock
get,
onto the shuttle and stabilize
will
the
be
rotation.
F123 on my F1 gaming channel in the evening, and after that, at the later evening, we'll have Kurzo, myself, and Brian on Division, trying out the new mode Descent, if that's still going ahead. I still need to check with Brian to make sure, but yeah. I didn't quite get what that meant then. We try.
Come on, Diaz. First thing, lock onto the shuttle and stabilize the rotation.
There we go.
We're pulling in debris.
I'm on it.
Okay.
That's gonna take out the shuttle.
Diaz, the bridge. There's a large piece of debris headed for the shuttle. The tractor beam can't handle it.
Can our shields take it?
I believe so.
Commander Ryder, plot an intercept course.
On it.
Here we go. Maneuvering thrusters bearing 53 Mark 17, 200 meters on an intercept course.
Maneuvering.
Got it.
Whoa. Someone's working hard on the bridge.
USS Excelsior. Nice. That's a bit of classic history there.
We're on our way down to meet them.
Terra firma, so to speak.
Ambassador Spock.
Ambassador Spock. Nice.
The captain will be right down to meet you, sir.
In that case, I will wait for him here.
Shame it's not Leonard Nimoy's voice. It's someone simulating Leonard Nimoy's voice. But
That was a bumpy ride.
damn close.
Are you all right, sir?
There are some elements of space travel that I would prefer to have left in my youth, but I am at present unharmed by the ordeal. It appears I have you to thank for my safe arrival. Your assistance arrived not a moment too soon, if I may say so.
Well, it wasn't all. I got some help from upstairs.
A bombastic approach to clearing debris. We thought we were prepared for our arrival in Hatari space, but it is evident my craft was not sufficiently robust for such intense ionic activity.
The storm has been pretty intense.
There was an element that was most unusual. Before you came to our aid, our maneuvering thrusters and impulse engines were rendered inoperable. So we attempted a short traversal at warp speed, only to find that we could not achieve warp at all, even though our diagnostics computer showed no faults or anomalies. What do you make of that? When all indications say that warp speed is possible, but in practice, we find it is not.
Well, this storm is one of the strangest phenomena we've ever encountered. It's disrupted other systems. Who knows what it might do to a warp drive?
Yes, it would seem further investigation is called for.
Oh.
Take readings, run some additional diagnostic checks, and we'll get to the bottom of this.
Quite logical, Petty Officer...
Carter Diaz. Sir.
Thank you.
Ambassador Spock,
Excuse me.
I'm honored to have you aboard. I'd like to get right to it. We're already behind.
Time for sleep.
Uh-huh.
Ambassador Spock, my senior staff. It's not every day that a captain gets to welcome a Starfleet legend.
It's obviously on a trailer when the first showbiz revealed this game off.
Whereas I am very much focused on our present circumstances.
And if you notice my camera view has changed because the lights have been turned out. That's why.
You're right, Ambassador.
You are a legend, Ambassador. There's not an officer in Starfleet that doesn't know of your career.
I would never assume that to be the case.
We were hoping you could fill us in on the details. We got the basics from Starfleet. Two formerly peaceful neighbors are now on the brink of war.
Indeed, and the tension between them grows fiercer by the hour. Olivia and Hatari. The Lydians are the more advanced species. They made first contact with the Hatari over a century ago. This is time, the Hatari moon. It is rich in dilithium, and for decades, the Hatari and the Lydians have shared a mining operation there. The Lydians provide the technological resources, and the Hatari have served as a labor force. The stability of that arrangement was the source of their peace, until recently. The Hatari have suddenly and forcefully seized control of the mining operations and expelled the Lydians from their system.
You have to go, Kurzo.
As told by the Hatari.
Don't make yourself tired.
But the details remain scant. Communications between all parties have been limited by the ionic interference.
Have the Elydians retaliated against the Hatari? Or taken any action against them?
Surprisingly, they have not yet responded in kind. They were open to a Federation presence, but it is unlikely the relatively primitive Hatari forces would stand a chance against the Elydian fleet in open war. Left unchecked, this conflict will result in more bloodshed, which is what we are here to prevent.
And the dilithium trade hangs in the balance.
Clearly the Hatari have been exploited in this relationship.
Maybe we can persuade them peace is the more profitable alternative for everyone. They both profited from impact. And for the Hatari, something is better than nothing.
The Hotari just won their independence. It's hard to believe they would give that up just for profit.
I agree. It would be exceedingly difficult to bring the Hotari to that position.
Neither the Illidians or the Hotari are members of the Federation. We can't make them do anything.
Okay. It's just it's got to your bedtime, that's all. I mean, I'm only going on longer because I started later.
As a source of dilithium.
That certainly changes things.
Federation sources its dilithium from a lot of places.
We could use that as leverage with the Illidians. They'll want the Federation to continue buying.
I'm actually really enjoying this game. I could sit all night, but unfortunately, don't have that option.
Could make the Hotari more hostile.
Given the Federation's involvement in the Illidian dilithium trade, Captain Solano and I must make every effort to appear neutral in these negotiations.
What worries me is if this whole thing unravels and we're at the mercy of the storm at less than full strength.
We can't let it come to that.
Considering what the ion storm has done to our ship and the ambassador's shuttle, we have to assume the Illidian fleet has had problems with it as well. This recent surge in the energy disturbance temporarily levels the playing field.
Commander Westbrook is correct. The energy anomalies around the Hotari systems have been noted in the past.
The field isn't level. We have the backing of the entire Federation. Either of these forces would be foolish to attack us.
That's probably what the Illidians thought too.
We are here because we are up to the task at hand.
All the more reason to learn as much about the energy anomaly while we can. We will not want to be caught at a disadvantage should the situation escalate. I trust we understand our circumstances.
We're operating on a strict timetable here. We're going to be leaving for the negotiations shortly. Commander Westbrook, I want you to leverage our systems to investigate the anomaly from here while we're gone.
Aye, Captain.
Thank you all.
Dismissed.
I want to speak to both of you privately.
Ambassador Spock, I'd like to make a formal introduction. My first officer, Commander Xarr.
Commander, as you are aware, there are limits to what Captain Solano and I can do in our official capacity as representatives of the Federation. But someone in an unofficial capacity, your first officer, Commander Ryder could
Seems to echo a little bit.
certain parties behind
That was not a glitch in the game.
They may be more candid in revealing information that could lead to a resolution.
She certainly goes her own way.
With all due respect, Ambassador, I'm not a trained diplomat.
That's exactly what we're going to leverage.
I began my time in Starfleet as a science officer, not as an ambassador. We must be adaptable in the line of duty.
Well, I hope Commander Rydek will have more luck finding out what really happened than we will through official diplomatic channels.
The fate of the negotiations, the interests of the Federation, and the prospect for peace may very well depend on it.
Navigational complexities.
Mr. Diaz, I understand you have already discussed the warp drive failure with Ambassador Spock.
I have.
It is imperative that the Ambassador's shuttle be flight ready. I need you both to ascertain the root cause of the system failures he encountered.
I'm surprised, Commander. I thought you would have wanted to work on Ambassador Spock's shuttle yourself.
I respect the Ambassador and his many accomplishments, but I do not derive any satisfaction from interacting with his shuttle as if it were somehow transubstantiated through its association with it. especially when I have the entirety of this starship to concern myself with.
The ambassador asked me to take a look, and I'm ready to crack this thing open.
Good. You could learn from Mr. Diaz's focus.
I'll take notes.
Then I will leave you to it. Make note of any abnormalities in your report. Carry on.
Prickly son of a bitch,
The
ain't he?
nice thing about Vulcans, Chobok is the only person who didn't look at this and treat me like I was something to pity. Doc says I should get used to it.
I'm sorry I went first.
Now that sounds like self-pity, and I'm even less interested in that.
Millie. Okay.
Let's just crack the shuttle open and see what we're dealing with.
Ready to go?
All set. Let's run the diagnostic.
Okay.
So, I know about your talk with Miranda.
You do?
She sent me a Priority 1 dispatch right after your conversation. I'm happy for you. Both of you.
Thanks.
But I'm only going to tell you this once. Don't screw this up. Because I would be very unhappy if you tried this out and then, I don't know, 6 weeks or 6 days later, I have to start splitting holidays between the two of you. All because things went south and you're not on speaking terms. That just isn't gonna work for me.
That's not gonna happen, okay? And why are you even going there? We haven't even gone on a date yet.
I just want you to know where I stand. I like my friends and I like our group. I don't want to lose that. Is that thing done yet?
Yeah, it's wrapping up. Let's see. The relays along the primary EPS are blown. The backup relays are all intact.
An EPS overload from the warp drive could cause that. But how did the shuttle end up dead in the water?
Oh. And maybe the ship's data recorder can tell us something. Here.
They were only about 8 minutes from their plotted warp point. No faults, just those warnings. What are they?
Subspace variance out of tolerance. What does that mean?
It means the main navigation array lost sight of space somehow.
Will the array going offline cause that?
Yes, but it should have also thrown a fault code.
The warp field became inverted suddenly.
I've seen this happen when the center warp coil cracks.
A cracked warp coil throws a fault code.
Still, we should take a look.
There was a complete warp cascade failure.
Wow. They're lucky the shuttle didn't turn inside out.
Makes me think the computer panicked on the warp field equation.
Any one of these failures should have thrown a fault.
If it was caused by a system failure.
None of this caused the relays to blow. Roll forward to when that happened.
Yes, ma'am.
So here, they take a moment to get their bearings and they attempt to re-engage the warp drive.
There. That's the relays blowing.
And look, there's another warp system alert.
They're all the same. Subspace variance out of tolerance, or warp inversions. Finally, there's a complete warp cascade failure.
Then it's one of two things. Either a warp coil is cracked, or the navigation array is offline.
That makes sense.
Divide and conquer. You want to check the warp coils or the navigation array? I'll check the other. Let's not overcomplicate this. One of these systems is likely broken.
I'll check the navigation array.
What happened there? I must have pressed wrong button. Oh well, I'm going to redo all this again. Well, that's interesting to know if there's a crash.
Mr. Diaz, I understand you have already discussed the warp drive failure with Ambassador Spock.
I have.
It is imperative that the Ambassador's shuttle be flight ready. I need you both to ascertain the root cause of the system failures he encountered.
I'm surprised, Commander. I thought you would have wanted to work on Ambassador Spock's shuttle yourself.
I respect the Ambassador and his many accomplishments, but I do not derive any satisfaction from interacting with his shuttle as if it were somehow transubstantiated through its association with it. Especially when I have the entirety of this starship to concern myself with.
The Ambassador asked me to take a look. I'm ready to crack this thing open.
Good. You could learn from Mr. Diaz's focus.
I'll take notes.
Then I will leave you to it. Make note of any abnormalities in your report. Carry on.
One nice thing about Vulcans, Chobot is the only person who didn't look at this and treat me like I was something to pity. Doc says I should get used to it. Doesn't mean I want to be reminded of it every minute of the day.
I'm sorry I went first.
Now that sounds like self-pity, and I'm even less interested in that.
Millie. Okay.
Let's just crack the shuttle open and see what we're dealing with.
Ready to go?
All set. Let's run the diagnostic. Your talk with Miranda.
You do?
She sent me a Priority 1 dispatch right after your conversation. I'm happy for you. Both of you.
Thanks.
But I'm only going to tell you this once. Don't screw this up. Because I would be very unhappy if you tried this out and then, I don't know, 6 weeks or 6 days later I have to start splitting holidays between the two of you. All because things went south and you're not on speaking terms.
That's not gonna happen, okay? And why are you even going there? We haven't even gone on a date yet.
I just want you to know where I stand. I like my friends and I like our group. I don't want to lose that. Is that thing done yet?
Yeah, it's wrapping up. Let's see. The relays along the primary EPS are blown. The backup relays are all intact.
An EPS overload from the warp drive could cause that. But how did the shuttle end up dead in the water?
Maybe the ship's data recorder can tell us something. Here.
They were only about 8 minutes from their plotted warp point. No faults, just those warnings. What are they?
Subspace variance out of tolerance. What does that mean?
It means the main navigation array lost sight of space somehow.
Will the array going offline cause that?
Yes, but it should have also thrown a fault code.
The warp field became inverted suddenly.
I've seen this happen when the center warp coil cracks.
A cracked warp coil throws a fault code.
Still, we should take a look.
There was a complete warp cascade failure.
Wow. They're lucky the shuttle didn't turn inside out.
Makes me think the computer panicked on the warp field equation.
Any one of these failures should have thrown a fault.
If it was caused by a system failure.
None of this caused the relays to blow. Roll forward to when that happened.
Yes, ma'am.
So here, they take a moment to get their bearings and they attempt to re-engage the warp drive.
There. That's the relays blowing.
And look, there's another warp system alert.
They're all the same. Subspace variants out of tolerance, or warp inversions. Finally, there's a complete warp cascade failure.
Then it's one of two things. Either a warp coil is cracked, or the navigation array is offline.
That makes sense.
Divide and conquer. You want to check the warp coils or the navigation array? I'll check the other. Let's not overcomplicate this. One of these systems is likely broken.
I'll check the navigation array. Navigation array checks out, so it must be a coil.
Except it's not. Checked and double-checked.
Well, the readings don't lie.
Here comes the security detail for the way team.
Hey.
I'm not here.
We're escorting the negotiating team to the surface as soon as they come down from the bridge. I don't want to interrupt some important work. I was just hoping to see you before I go. The captain and the others will be here in a minute now.
Come on, I'm never too busy to make time for you.
That's not true.
No. But I am glad you came by.
No, that's more accurate.
I gotta be precise with you, huh?
Hey, Maris. Aren't these those button pushers you're always hanging out with?
And you're the phaser jockeys we always beat in Parisi's ways, right?
All aboard for Hotari.
That another one of the captain's railroad things?
Gotta be. I just usually zone out by the time he gets to the whole lot. Steam engines were the warp drives of their day part. Catch y'all later.
You don't want to miss your train.
I do have to go. Not gonna lie, I'd rather not leave right now.
Do me a favor. Come back safe.
Deal. If you see any
Holodeck Stallions trophy earned.
Xarr to Diaz. If you could float back down to reality, we still have a ways to go. Alright, where were we?
So, the warp coils in the navigation array are fine, but the nav computer doesn't seem to think so.
I'm out of ideas short of field stripping this shuttle from bow to stern.
You wanna take this out of the shuttle and throw it on the bench?
Oh, real hands-on maintenance. I like it. Okay, the nav computer is patched into the ship.
The ship's computer can double-check our work. If the shuttle's nav computer is putting out false data, we'll know it.
Let's run through the shuttle's logs.
Running now. Same. Warp field inversion and cascade failure. However, the Resolute computer doesn't show the same subspace variance.
We're in the same conditions that the shuttle was in when it failed. Why wouldn't the ship's computer get a matching result?
What if the subspace variance was a momentary occurrence?
It's a possibility, and it would explain why the simulation under our current sensor readings failed to reproduce the issue.
But a subspace anomaly strong enough to cause a warp field collapse would leave graviton ripples for days.
Let's run with the momentary subspace variance theory for now. Roll forward to the shuttle's attempt to re-engage the warp drive. We need the conditions of space around the shuttle at the moment of warp failure.
Resuming simulation.
Error in warp field calculation. Cochrane formula variables are modified.
That right there. Take the shuttle sensor data from that moment.
Computer, why did the warp field calculation fail?
Warp field pressure return non-orthogonal. Results are undefined.
That doesn't help.
Wait, what if we use a different ship?
The Resolute into the simulation instead of the shuttle.
Yeah, should work just fine. Unless... Computer, run the simulation with the Resolute.
Resolute simulated.
Computer, give me manual control on the warp power.
Static field intensity, warp 1.1. 1.2. 1.3. Warp pressure is destabilized. Error in warp field calculation. The warp drive has experienced a system-wide cascade failure. Warp field collapsed. Subspace variance is out of tolerance. Cochrane formula results are undefined.
Bingo.
What-o?
The same moment when the shuttle failed to warp, so did the ship. Whatever happened to the shuttle just happened to us. The Resolute will not sustain warp.
We can't leave Hotari space.
Seat of power.
Ambassador Spock, Captain Solano, welcome to Hotari. We are honored you've come. My name is Tylos Altaris, Minister of Diplomatic Affairs.
The honor is ours, and this is Commander Xarr, first officer aboard the USS Resolute. You'll find she has a keen mind.
We are honored to be here as representatives of the Federation.
I'm so glad.
These must be the representatives of the mighty Federation. the reigning authority in the galaxy. Or so we've been led to believe. Whether that's true or not remains to be seen. But, either way, we're grateful you've made the time to come to our little corner of the universe.
And you are?
This is Galvin, and this is Sidron, the heroes of the revolt in the mines.
Huh.
Let's hope this is the last time we ever have to come here.
If you'll excuse me.
I think we're about to begin.
Did you hear the arrogance from that guy? I don't know what we're walking into here.
He certainly seems full of himself. No missing that. You could probably see it from orbit.
What a piece of work.
Remember, we are here at their invitation. We must remain deferential whenever possible.
Of course, but even that has its limits.
$15 left, guys, so we'll hopefully get to the end of this chapter.
Ambassador Spock, welcome to Holtari Prime.
The honor is mine, Your Majesty.
That the Federation would send one of their most respected representatives is not only an honor to the Holtari people and their queen, but a recognition of our stature and importance.
Let's get on with it, shall we? With all due respect to the Federation and their ambassador, they have no authority here. We are not members of their alliance. We are not subject to their rule, nor yours. We demand the immediate return of all mining operations to Elydian control, as it has been for centuries and will be for centuries more. That has always been our understanding.
That understanding has changed.
Then you invite war!
And if you cannot remain silent, you will be silenced. This point is well taken. What is the Federation's interest in this matter? Perhaps you would have us trade one oppressor for another?
The Federation remains neutral. Our only interest is the peaceful resolution of this conflict. We are here at your request, Your Majesty.
For now.
I get the sense she's cut from the same cloth as Galvin. I thought they wanted us here.
Was there something you wanted to say, Captain?
Oh, no. My apologies.
And what about the Cobia?
She's not part
She can speak for herself, can she? Then let her.
Now then,
What is your name?
Commander Xarr Rydak, Your Majesty.
Being a Cobia, you would know better than anyone. Your people suffered brutal treatment at the hands of the Cardassians. Their injustice towards the Cobia is as unimaginable as it is unforgiving. Not unlike how we had been treated by the Elydians.
As much as they'd have you believe they are the victims here, remember it was the Hotari who attacked us. Hundreds of innocent Elydians were slaughtered without mercy in those mines.
The blood is on their hands, not ours.
Quiet! If after all the Cobia suffered, you finally had the chance to right that wrong,
to get out from under their control. Would you take it? Or would you negotiate peace?
If the opportunity presented itself, and I wish that it had, more than you can know, if the opportunity presented itself, for the sake of the Kobliad, we suffered enough.
Of course you would. It would be foolish to do otherwise. The Federation is the most powerful, most advanced alliance in the galaxy. It's widely known we have an abundance of dilithium in our mines. And it's in your interest to secure a steady supply.
Your Majesty, if I may.
Ambassador Spock would have us believe you're here as a neutral party in the interest of peace. So why are you really here? I want the truth, not your Federation rhetoric.
As Ambassador Spock has said, we've come seeking a peaceful resolution to this conflict, and have no interest in your dilithium.
I'm not nearly as naive as you must think. The Federation has done business with the Illyrians for decades, which makes me question your motives.
What they haven't said, but cannot deny, is a simple truth. The dilithium trade would not and will no longer exist without a Lydian involvement. We created it for the benefit of everyone, especially the Hotari. We've given them warp technology. We've let them share in the profits. We've made their lives infinitely better than before dilithium was discovered. All of that goes away if the Federation turns a blind eye to their treachery.
That is enough of your lies!
Uh-oh, trouble.
Hotari are quite capable of running the mines. We've done so for centuries. So tell me, who deserves control of the dilithium trade and the mines on town? Who should the Federation recognize? The Hotari or the Illyrians? Only be one or the other, not both.
If I have to choose only one, then it would have to be the Hotari.
Hotari Pride Trophy.
Well said. How could the just and wise Federation make any other choice?
This is an outrage. The Federation has lost all credibility.
Mines are ours, and Lydia will not be deterred. We'll take back our mines by any means necessary.
Then you will see more blood spilled.
I am more than willing to address your concerns, Your Majesty. Yours as well, Representative. But I suggest we could have a more productive conversation with a smaller group. Perhaps only the most essential representatives.
I suppose there is some sense to that. I hope we meet again, Xarr.
Spock and I will cover everything on the diplomatic front. You make nice with the locals and see if we can get some answers. We need to find out why the Hotari are so willing to risk war. What happened in those mines?
Soothing.
Commander, I'm glad you've chosen to side with the Hotari.
I knew the Federation would see through the Illidians' baseless claims and protect the interests of my people.
The Hotari have suffered enough at the hands of the Illidians.
I couldn't agree more.
I assume you were there the day the mines were seized from the Illidians.
Not seized. Reclaimed. And restored to their rightful owners. Yes, I was there. We had to be decisive. Before the Illidians could even realize their worst nightmares upon them.
Did you have help from someone else?
Hotari stands alone against the Illidian forces. We don't need help from anyone. They respect one thing above all else, and that is force. The greater the force, the more certain the outcome. Any talk of making peace is just that, and worth little without the strength to secure it. Which makes me wonder about your ship, the Resurgence. Undoubtedly the Federation's finest warship. Ready to contend with anything the Illidians might have in store. Or is that not true? Maybe I've misjudged it.
I wouldn't say state of the art, but the Resolute is plenty capable and can hold its own against just about anything.
Let's hope so. Because at the moment, it's the only thing preventing them from wiping us off the map.
Sidron.
A pleasure meeting you, Commander. I'm sure we'll cross paths again.
Commander Rydek, I'm encouraged to see the Federation supporting my people. I'm afraid of what might happen without your help.
I'm glad to hear it. I just hope you're not the only one who feels that way.
I apologize for that. These are unusual times, to say the least. Much is changing. I saw you speaking with Sidron, a national hero. I'm curious, what did he say?
He seems to be of the opinion that negotiating for peace is a waste of time.
Because force is the only blunt instrument he understands. He's a miner, not a diplomat. For the first time in our history, the Hotari have the upper hand. We see ourselves as strong instead of downtrodden. New voices have risen up. Old voices shouted down. Galvin and Sidron have become national heroes. Now, they have the Queen's ear. Better or worse, depending on your perspective.
I get the sense you don't exactly trust them.
I don't trust their instincts, which are leading us to war. My fear has been that the Illidians will launch an attack and crush us. You've seen their starship, no doubt. They could have retaken the mines whenever they wanted to, but it never happened. And as strange as this may sound, I'd almost say they're afraid. I just don't know what they're afraid of. It's still the same bluster and bravado you would expect from them.
Because of what happened in the mines. Is it Galvin they're afraid of?
It's entirely possible, but I don't know for sure. Whatever Galvin is doing in those mines is turning everything upside down. No one knows exactly what's happening. Since the day of the revolt, Galvin has seized control of the mines and restricted all access. No one's allowed without his personal authorization. And they've taken over a section of the palace with just as much secrecy and security. I'm told it could be something they brought back from the mines. I made inquiries, but everyone pretends it doesn't exist.
What do you think it is?
I've heard rumors it's some sort of ancient artifact, but I haven't seen it myself.
How can we know?
I'd better see what's happening.
Do you think you can find out what they're hiding? I need to see proof of something before I can make my case to the Federation.
I can try, but even if I found it, I might not know what to make of it.
Take this. You can use it to capture whatever you find, and then send it to me.
Thank you. I will let you know what I find. And I look forward to our meeting again.
Sorry, I couldn't help but notice you were speaking with the Hotari this whole time. I figured in the interest of fairness, I should offer another perspective.
Of course.
I'm probably not telling you anything you don't already know, but these negotiations rely on the Federation's neutrality, as does any hope you might have for a supply of dilithium in the future. So, why you would choose to side with the Hotari escapes me. Without Lydian involvement, there is no dilithium trade.
Of all my concerns, dilithium is not one of them. I could care less about securing a supply, now or in the future.
I'd be curious to know if the rest of the Federation shares your indifference. Major Solid Arminta, Special Attaché, Lydian Armed Forces. Pleasure to meet you, Commander. I have my issues with the Hotari, but I have to give them some credit. They know how to seize an opportunity. Inciting an uprising the same day as a massive, once-in-a-lifetime ion storm.
Our assumption was that this storm was just an anomaly.
Yes, a very convenient anomaly. At least that was what we were told. Of course, I wasn't there. But who am I to say otherwise?
You sound skeptical.
Well, the official story is that it was the storm that enabled the revolt. How else do a bunch of unarmed, unorganized miners seize control of an entire moon, much less thousands of mine? But I've talked to people who were there. They tell a different story. They say they're lucky to have escaped with their lives. That it was more than just the storm. That somehow the miners were able to harness the energy from the storm. I know it sounds crazy.
The energy readings we've seen are off the charts. There's no way they'd be able to somehow harness it. That sort of technology doesn't even exist.
I know. I felt the same way. But each person told the same story. If you'll excuse me, Commander Reiner.
Which way do I go? Not that way, so it's back where I came.
They seem proud of their culture. Pride can lead to rash action.
Well, that was a disaster.
What happened?
The Hotari refused to concede anything, so the Illydians stormed out.
The Hotari did not invite us here as peacekeepers. I hope your efforts were more fruitful than ours.
Gravitational harmonics failing to resolve. Warp bubble stability degrading. Increase output to maximum.
Increasing warp output to maximum.
It's happening again.
is evident that presently the Resolute cannot achieve warp propulsion.
Since our diagnostics rule out any problems with our warp systems or anything about the ship, the problem appears to be the fabric of space itself.
Space itself? You're saying something about this region of space prevents warp travel?
Prevents it, or can't sustain it.
Couldn't we slowboat it out of here at impulse speed?
It may come to that. We don't know how far this warp dead zone extends. Captain Solano is on his way back from the negotiations, and I want to have some answers for him when he gets here.
Indeed. Given the facts at hand, we may be able to deploy subspace probes around the ship to construct a clear picture of the phenomenon.
Around the ship. I'll prep a shuttle.
Setting up a waypoint at a distance roughly corresponding to the edge of our warp field. When we get there, I'll deploy the first probe.
Right guys, we are going to leave it there for this week. I hope you will join me next Thursday for part 2 of Star Trek Resurgence and continue the story of USS Resolute. But for now, I'm going to leave it there. I will see you back on Avalanche tomorrow evening with Brian and Kurzo on Division 2 with the Dark Emerald Agents. Guardians is on Destiny, I keep getting the name wrong. Dark Emerald Agents doing some Descent, the new mode that has been put into Division 2, and hopefully when I check in a moment before I log off, if F123 issue I have is resolved and I get the version that I'm expected to have, I will also do F123 before that on F1 Gaming on my racing channel. So, you have been gaming with Tony on Avalanche Multimedia, and I will see you all in the next Avalanche Multimedia live stream tomorrow, guys. So for now, good night and God bless.